by which you judge others. And those rules can only be created by you because you have judged yourself and found yourself wanting. You yourself have found yourself guilty in your own court. And you couldn't speak on your own behalf. Now, you are incarcerated in a prison of your own regrets, your own fears, your own worries, your own failures. And now, because it's lonely in a prison, you want to recruit a gang. And that gang becomes your fellow church members. Because you're all stuck in the same prison. Why do you go to God to pray for poverty to end instead of going to work and working for the poverty to disappear? Yes. Why do you go to God to pray for your children to be well disciplined instead of sitting your children down and telling them that, my son, your father is not really your father. I lied.
Why don't you embody the discipline?
Why? Precisely. Why do you go to church and bleed your eyes out praying to God to make sure that your son gets off drugs when you know that your father is on drugs because he's stressed, because he found out that this man is not his father? Why?
Why don't we have a return to honesty?
Why do you go to church to pray to God to end your addiction to alcohol and drugs when you could just make the decision? Why do you go to God, to church, to God, to pray? I was in 2009 when I was in Mpumalanga, when I started the Sims